Hey guys, so it seems I finally worked this out. um, I don't know if you guys can see me or yeah, this is all very new to me. So I hope everything is working fine. Um, well, first of all, I'd like to thank you all for joining me here tonight and on what will actually be my first real YouTube video, like not on Facebook. Hi Pam. Hi Marvin. I think I said hello to most of you in the chat already. So yeah, I'm glad this is actually finally working now. Um, so um, first things first, um, I'm going to be talking uh, about Archons, Reptilians, and false light beings in general. Um, I do not claim to be an expert on this subject, but um, recent events made me want to do this video to well, share a few things that I know, a few things that are based on my own personal experiences from friends, things I've been told, things I've read about. So by no means I take my words. I mean, yeah, take my words with a grain of salt, but it serves as a general warning and some general information of some things that are going on. Um, so I'm going to try and summarize. Um, this is not going to be easy because I'm going to try and quickly summarize what these false light beings are, what they do, try to get into why they do it, and also how to defend yourself against them. Um, I'll try to keep track on the chat a little bit. This is all very new for me. So, yeah, please excuse me for any kind of vagueness or if I'm not like seeing all your questions. But I'm gonna give it a try. And see, King of the Beasts has joined. Hi, King of the Beasts. Well, again, thanks very much for joining. And so, yeah, I'm gonna get start on why am I doing this. Um, I'm doing this to warn people, mostly geared towards the occult community, um, but also just people who work with spirits in general. Um, on well, that there are several types of entities that are um, hostile towards us, and they are not necessarily demons. In fact, most of them are not demons. That's part of the story that I'm going to try to get across. Um, well, recently there have been a lot of like a sort of a wave of issues. Um, some of my friends that got in trouble with these beings, mostly through or because through working with certain spirits. Um, so yeah, this is just going to be. I'm going to be talking from the top of my head mostly and from the heart. So do with it what you want. Use it in whatever way you like. Take from it what you can, and always remember to trust your own intuition, your own guides. on these type of things. So, first of all, what are they? Well, I'm going to try to summarize. Um, we're sharing our planet. We have been sharing our planet for ages with several other groups of entities. Some of them may incarnate as well, others don't. Um, and some of these groups, um, basically, they function on a lower level, on a lower 3D dimension, and in short, they would like it to stay that way. Um, at the same, like at this moment in time, um, our Earth, like, and humanity as a whole is working on shifting towards the fourth dimension and higher frequencies in order to ascend. And for various reasons, some of these groups of beings prefer to stay within their third dimension. This means that uh, they either have to move along or they will be swallowed. So what they are doing is they're trying everything that they can to slow down this process, or maybe even keep it from happening at all, but they will probably fail at that. Um, that's kind of in short on what they're doing. I can get deeper into why they're doing this, and maybe probably for each group has different reasons for that, but it's going to be a very long video, and I'm keeping things a bit general here. So yeah, they're basically trying to stop this planet from moving into the fourth dimension, and to stop us from evolving, from raising our frequencies, so that they can keep on staying here, so that they will not be swallowed. They have the option to move along, of course, and some of them are indeed doing that. So again, I'm not. There are individuals in these groups that are indeed not hostile. So that's why I'm saying you always have to trust your intuition. And I'm not going to say like an entire group of beings is evil, but still, yeah, there's like a general attitude that they want to stay in this 3D dimension. So there are several ways that they use, several tactics um, to keep us down. One of their preferred tools, it seems, is to instill mostly fear. Any kind of emotion based on fear is something that generates an energy that they may often even feed off. So what they can do is they can connect to your energy body and sort of tap into you. They will find out what it is that you fear most. It could be a certain insecurity, or like a more general fear, like a fear of death, or a fear of failing, insecurity of what people think of you, just to name a few things. And they will try using that against you. They can be very cunning in their ways of sneaking into your life. So yeah, some of them may actually, if they are successful, they might be able to latch onto you and vampirize. Um, Basically, what a lot of people in light workers communities, I'd say, or New Age communities, they speak of demons. This is these Archons, these reptilians, are what, like, the descriptions that they give of demons. That is actually what these Archons and reptilians are. Um, I'm using Archons as a bit of an umbrella tool. I'm not an expert. There may be nuances and splinter groups and things like that. But again, yeah, this is just some very general information. So if you look at Gnosticism, which is like a very early form of Christianity, they speak of the Archons as the rulers who sided with Yahweh to create this cosmic prison of false light. It's a device to keep us down, to keep us imprisoned so that they can keep on almost like farming our energy. And it's the negative energy that they like most. So there's the spirits that are known as demons are kind of, they have been framed because a demon is not a low being at all. If you look at the word, the actual meaning of the word demon actually means demigod, so half god. And many of them are whole gods. They have been framed by these false light beings so that we as humans will stay away from them, because they are the ones that can actually help. They are the ones that are working against this false light prison that we're in. So they will try anything within their power to keep you away from them. And this is something I'm seeing within the occult community, because a lot of us are seeking out working with these demons, with these adversarial forces. So at some point, when working with these adversarial forces, you become like what I call a person of interest to these false light beings, because you're sticking out and they are hoping or trying to get you back in line. You're trying to escape the flock, so to say. So they will try anything to get you back in line. They can do that by plain scaring you, appearing in your dreams or meditations as monsters, telling you if you do this or if you do that, if you're going to work with this or that spirit, we're going to kick your ass. Or as what happened to me personally a few years ago, I was about to leave my body and I had these dark beings gathered around me. I know that darkness is not evil, but these guys had they look like sort of like gangsters. It's what they come in groups also. Most of the times they work in groups because they're quite weak on their own. So yeah, they had gathered up around me to intimidate me, and they were threatening to kill me the moment I get out of my body. It's these sort of false threats, because they cannot actually hurt you that much, but they can definitely threaten you and threaten you into submission. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna try to get some basic descriptions. Of course, entities may appear different to uh, everyone, but I guess there are some general ways to recognize these beings. So it seems that they, especially the Archons that um, work for Yahweh, it seems that those are the types that are going to appear to you as angels, kind of. They're going to trick you into thinking they are friendly, nice beings. And, well, in my experience, it is these beings that come to you when you're working with demons. And I've had dreams of them taking on the appearance of family members, uh, friends, trusted friends, of course, um, and even try to sort of emulate. Yes, that's the right word, emulate, like being like, yeah, they are imposters, trying to come across as a spirit that you're working with, a spirit that you trust, and they will try to lie to you, tell you flat out lies, warn you like, oh, this or that spirit is going to possess you. This spirit is going to steal your energy. These demons are evil. It's bad. It's go back to the light and stuff like that. Go back to the false light. Um, they may also tell you that something you want to do and that you cannot do that, or just very, yeah, usually with a bit of sense, a bit of common sense and trust in your own instincts, it will be, um, you will be able to tell that they're basically telling you bullshit. Um, so another way that another another appearance of them is more like that's more like likely to be reptilians or draconians. Um, I have to add that I've been told that not all reptilians are like this, and some of them are actually trying to help us instead. So, yeah, you have to use your intuition on that. But yes, reptilians are generally kind of humanoid mixed with this sort of reptile skin or dark skin. I've heard they have a certain stench to them. Some people can are able to smell spirits or have an astral sense of smelling, and I've been told that they had this sort of stench of decay or rotting flesh, general nastiness, and most likely they will try to just intimidate you and attack you, claw at you. Um, so one of the main things with all of these beings is to keep in mind that most likely you are stronger than them because they are on the lower levels, and there's they part of them really just wants to have what you have, and well, remember to never fear them, uh, because that's how they work, and not give in to their lies. Keep that in mind. And if you feel insecure or if you feel threatened by them, just try to stay calm. Um, there are several ways to deal with them on your own. Mostly, the most effective ways are usually to use your inner light. I'm not talking about like light work and stuff, like your real inner light, your inner energy, your core, um, whatever that really may be, and try to, well, expand. Make sure this expands. I'm going to try to word this as best as I can. Um, Imagine this sort of light from your heart chakra, most from around your center, um, and visualize it taking over and filling up your entire body, pushing out any kind of negativity, anything that you don't want there, pushing it out until you're completely filled with your own light, and try to expand it outward beyond, like into your aura, outside outside of your body, and expand it as far as you can. Like you're going to create this big bubble around yourself. Usually, this should already be enough to ward them off, because this shows them that you know what they're onto, you know that what you can do against them. Um, they'd be stupid to even attempt. And even in that case, most of the times they will not be able to enter your bubble. You may push them away even further. This is like a sort of, I call it a non-violent technique. It's more like defensive. Push them away by expanding, 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 expanding as much as you can. Um, there are ways to actually attack them. I'm not very sure if I should be the one teaching that right now, but I've been told by a friend who had an experience where she had a beam of light um, come from her heart, and it sort of made them dissolve. Again, this is not my own experience, so I'm keeping it a bit simple. um, so yeah, my own experience with the bubbles, that has worked a lot. Um, if you're insecure or if you're scared, if you're if you see one of these beings and you're not sure what to do, you can always call upon um, mostly adversarial spirits, but any spirit that you trust, that you trust completely will do. I'm very sorry, I'm getting interrupted by some ads here. Sorry for that. I'm going to continue. So yeah, feel free to call in at any spirit for help. Um, I personally recommend Belial. He is very good. He's very involved. He is very involved with this. He is also a very good spirit to call upon if you want to have more information on this. We can certainly guide you through that, because this is it's like he is sort of our representative of foreign affairs, so to speak. He knows a lot about these different groups of entities, and he can definitely help you out. Determine if if they are good, if it's a good idea to be working with a certain group of entities or not. Um, Another spirit I highly recommend is Azazel. I'm actually burning a candle for him right here that I made for him. He's helped me a lot. He's helped me big time. Working with these, or not working, I'm sorry. Um, Defending myself against these beings um, by making sure they do not feed on the energy that um, that they created, or like the energy that I created with the negative emotions that they instilled upon me. So yes, he will definitely. I'm pretty sure he will come to your aid if you call upon him. Um, Lucifer is also very good at helping with this. He will definitely slay them for you if that's needed. And I'm not sure, maybe for other people that are more into the lighter side of things, I'm not sure if they are watching. I'd say Archangel Michael is is also a very good option for any of the archangels. Oh, I'm just saying Michael in particular. And yeah, or just your guides, some of maybe even human souls, um, family, any spirit that you feel comfortable with, because the most important part is that you feel safe. If you feel safe, they these reptilians or these archons are not going to be able to do anything to you. So this is kind of what I wanted to say. I think I got it all, like probably. So I'm going to have a look at the chat and see if there's any questions. I've been seeing some things popping up, but I'm not sure how this works. So if I missed anyone who joined in later on, thank you guys for joining me. It means a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna have a look how this works. Ah, yes, Dimitri, it is. Michael, Raphael, they can certainly help too. They too are involved in getting rid of these beings and helping you out. Yes, Pam, they may mark you, or I've heard stories that they may even latch onto you as you're on your way to incarnating. But even in those cases, they can be dealt with. You're not. It's really the most important part is that you recognize that sometimes these negative thoughts are not yours, and once you recognize that, things will start working out for you. Once you can, it's important to learn to distinguish, especially if they have been holding on to you for a very long time. It may be hard to distinguish your own thoughts with with what is actually coming from an outside source. But yeah, once you do recognize that, you can start on working that out I say write things down maybe, and you can start on removing them from you. It's basically, you just have to catch them. Sometimes they need to be caught red-handed. Yeah, Dimitri, a way of detecting them. Um, well, the reptilians are actually um, quite obvious. Like they look nasty and smell nasty and have this nasty vibe over them. Archons, there is a, in my own experience, um, they uh, look. It kind of looks like, especially if they're impersonating someone else, it looks like they're wearing a mask. Almost like there is something about the eyes. I've been taught by spirits to always, well, not stare at the eyes, but the difference can be seen in the eyes. There's a certain, I'd say, deadness to it, like all kind of the same when a human, like if you're if you put on a mask and you can sort of, or like doll's eyes. I'm sorry for the background noises. I got a few pets here, like rabbits and dogs and stuff. So I'm sorry for that. And also just a few things that are not entirely normal for the person that they're impersonating. It's it's kind of these things that you sort of know. You know it's not them. And usually a sort of blandness to it. Okay. I'm very sorry if I'm missing any out on any messages or questions. And yes, Archons rule this material world. Um, for sure. All these things that a lot of people work with that are like light workers. They um, they think that Lucifer is behind all this. That Lucifer is the one, or Satan. Satan is behind the uh, Illuminati, the New World Order, all that sort of stuff that can be traced back to reptilians and archons trying to keep a hold on us uh, by uh, want like enhancing our material desires. That's another way that how they like to operate, um, sort of keeping us superficial like that, through TV, the news. This sounds like a lot of conspiracy theory stuff, but yeah, I believe in that sort of thing. That they are in the government trying to control us. So I'm not sure if I covered everything here. Also, thank you guys for all the support. If you have any questions, any more comments, anything you'd like to add to this, please do so. You can do so in the comments later on as well. I'll try to get back to that. I'll just keep the live chat going a little bit. So if you have any more questions, or I hope everything is clear. Yeah, so Um, the main thing is to remember not to be afraid and not to worry, as that is what empowers them. Um, Keep your vibes up high. Enjoy what you're doing, especially remember to have a bit of fun. Uh, Enjoy working with these spirits and yeah, keep your emotions like especially if you're going to do any spiritual work. Be sure that you're in a positive state of mind. Be calm, be happy, and yeah, this is going to sound like very hippie like, but um, your emotional state of mind is also it attract you. You attract what you are. So keep that in mind. Um, Also, another thing that I almost forgot is yes, these beings can impersonate spirits. A good way to prevent that is to use a trusted sigil. If you're going to do an evocation, use the sigil, especially the first few times if you are not very familiar with the spirit energy. Use a sigil, use their name. Um, be sure that this sigil is correct, correctly drawn. You may print them out or um, trace them. Make sure there is no lines missing or lines that are added, so that it is 100% correct. As well, yeah, use their names and don't don't go like wildly channeling spirits without um, any idea of what their energy should be like, um, because that way you are like an open door to imposters, and those are very real. So yeah, if anything feels off, even if it's a spirit that you've been working with for a while, again, look at look at the eyes, look at the general um, the general energy that they're emitting. If it's any sort of blandness or any lack of shine or any way that it looks like they're wearing something that is not theirs, cut it off. Just walk away, cut off any connections that you may have already made. Just cut the cords, clean yourself. Um, Try to raise your frequencies again and wake up. And that's yeah. Just cut off the contact and maybe also try to inform the actual spirit that it's being used, that its appearance is being used against you. So I think I've covered everything by now that I wanted to say. There is a lot more to this subject. There's a lot more to dive into, but right now is well, it could be like a subject for another video or more details and stuff. Um, I can try. I will try to add a link in the description to an article that I found very useful on this subject. It contains various techniques on how to defend yourself and how to identify these beings. So I will include that in the description. Uh, Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for joining in. And thanks for the support. Um, I'll probably be back soon with another video. So good night, everyone.